broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
I'll try to do the poses.
Oh, yeah, it's like...
Who's gonna be Jeff? Standing there awkwardly. I'll be Audrey.
We did.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh my God! Like, hello.
Yeah.
Guys, welcome to ABTV AFTERBUZZ Big Brother time.
I love ABTV
for the life of people out there. We're a little stir crazy because
punchy.
we waited 2 hours to
For
watch this
you.
episode. For you and, let's be honest,
For us.
For us.
Oh, yeah.
we're so
We waited
happy
more
to
than
be
2
here.
hours, though, for the record, which I'm really happy about. But
Thank you to the lovely people at Panera Bread.
they fed us, they
us
clothed
while
us.
Well,
We walked in completely naked, and they put a shirt on our backs.
Here's
No
my
pants, though,
question.
which was
Big
weird.
Brother, fine, you're starting 2 hours later than normal. Okay, I guess whatever. My problem is they preempted with football. Like,
Oh, I'm disgusted.
What audience watches both Big Brother and football? Tweet at us. Hashtag ABTV Big
I do.
Brother. Really?
Ah, I love football.
Oh, I'm pissed. I mean, come on. 2 hours? I could see 10 minutes. 2 hours? We're going to sit through that?
It was the wrong night for it. I love football. It was the wrong night for preseason. They should have waited.
You guys, welcome. We have a great show tonight. A whole lot to talk about. We had a double eviction on Big Brother. And again, you can tweet at us live and you can call in. We'll put the number on the screen. We love talking to you guys and we'll try to get as many callers as possible. Again, hashtag ABTV Big Brother. If you want to find me, my name's Jonny Manganello. Thanks for watching, by the way. You can find me at Jonny Mangs on Twitter and Instagram and at my personalized website, johnmanganello.com.
Oh, excuse me.
Sounds pretty personal.
I know. Well, I'm going there tonight. My name is James Lott Jr., as you guys know, and you can find me at Twitter at BlackHopeLA, and that's BLAKHOPELA. And I have a personal website too, but it's for my business, thesuperorganizer.com.
Ooh, it sounds like it's pretty organized.
It is. Mm-hmm.
My name's Lauren Lograsso. You can find me at LoLoLogro. That's at LOLOLOGRO. And Facebook.com/Lauren Lograsso. And I have a show coming up on Monday at Bar 20 on Sunset Boulevard at 8 p.m. Free show. Come on, come see me sing.
I'm sorry, Lauren. Didn't mean to interrupt your
Yeah, oh, sure you did.
We have a wonderful guest back with us. I'm so excited.
Yes.
People loved you last
They did.
week.
Yes, they did.
And
Couldn't get enough.
Grant's Rants is back.
Oh my God.
Yes, thank you for having me back. I'm glad to be back discussing. I'm horning in on your table once again. Too bad. Here I
Oh,
am.
you're welcome.
No. We want you here
Yes.
now more than ever because Nick Grava is gone. Bye.
Bye, Nick.
Just for the night.
Just for the
though.
night, yeah.
the
No,
night.
Made it sound like you'd never come back.
No.
Oh.
We'll talk about it
Okay.
later.
Wait, is this a View style
Ooh,
shakeup?
I think so.
On live
It almost-
TV?
Nicole Wallace and
okay.
Nick Grava gone.
And we also have some unwanted visitors, and their
Some
names
flies.
are flies.
Some flies. So you might see some flies. If we catch them, we get bonus points.
And we have a caller.
Yeah, we're going to jump right into this episode with a caller. Hi there. Who are you? What's your name and where are you from?
Oh, they left?
What?
Sorry, I guess they couldn't wait.
Oh, come on.
We had to do our
was it?
intros. We had to do our intros. It's crazy.
Sorry, dude.
Call us back.
Or
Call back.
lad.
We love you.
Lass. Okay, let's get rolling by talking about our general thoughts on the week. If you guys had to sum up the week in 6 words, what would you say?
God.
6 words?
Yep, Grant, go first.
No.
It would just be, I would just do it saying all night, oh my God. Listen, Julia, that's it.
Okay.
I don't know, I gotta think.
I would say surprising. And
I was thinking like
I
a
would-
6-word, like
No, I'm only going to say
God.
one word because I don't need 6 words to summarize how I feel.
you were really surprised.
I
is
was
what you're saying.
surprised in a lot of different ways, and I'm going to leave it at that until we can get more in depth.
It's not. This summarizes my whole week. You know what happened tonight. Steve made a big mistake tonight.
Very
That
good.
was really
words.
good. Oh, caller. We have a caller.
All right, I'll get back to the 6-word game. Hi, caller. Who are you and where are you from?
Hi,
Hi, who is this?
my name's Taylor.
Taylor?
Taylor.
How are you
Hi,
doing,
Taylor.
Taylor? Where are you calling
Taylor?
from?
I'm from Michigan.
Oh,
We're from Michigan.
Where in Michigan are you from?
The Detroit area.
Where? We're from
Where?
Grosse Pointe.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay, we won't dig too
Yeah,
deep.
yeah. We get really excited when we meet other people from Michigan.
So, Taylor, what are your thoughts? Why'd you call in tonight?
Well, I'm really disappointed that Austin and the twins were not targeted.
Yep.
Same.
Yes.
Taylor, I was just saying
And-
the same thing. Yeah, what else?
Well, I feel like if someone's going to target them, the way they need to do it is get rid of Austin first, because Julia won't be that mad.
Totally.
And then that way you won't have both of them coming after you, and then you can get rid of one of the twins, and then there will only be one person left to go
That's
after.
a great point.
that's
That's a
great.
great
So what,
strategy,
if you
Taylor.
were the person, the HOH that week, what you would do is nominate Austin and another person, probably a pawn, get him out, and then the next week nominate both twins at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Taylor, can I tell you my strategy? It's a little different than yours.
Yes.
Okay, so I get what you're saying, and I actually think that might be better than my initial strategy. But what I was just telling these guys is that I would target Liz first because she's the common denominator between Austin and Liz and
Yes.
Liz and Julia. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I think that she has the most loyalty to both sides. But I think you might be right. You won't bum out Julia if you get out Austin, and then you can pick one of the two
Yeah.
twins off. Who's your
And if
favorite
you
twin,
get out-
by the way?
If you get out Liz, then you'll have Austin and Julia mad at you.
That's a really good
And then
point.
that might help keep them together just a little bit longer to go after.
Taylor.
Oh,
Taylor,
girl, you're
girl.
thinking.
I know.
Duh, you're from Michigan.
Taylor,
Smartest state in the
last
nation.
one last question for you. Who do you like most out of Liz and Julia, the two twins?
I like Julia.
I think
Obviously,
Me
she's
too.
so
Me too.
nice.
Me too.
She really does seem nice. She seems like a person I'd want to hang out with. Liz, I think, might turn on me. Or like if we were all
Yeah.
out together, I think she would be the girl who would leave you at the bar and go hook up with some guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even Davon said that from like as soon as she started to pick out, like I think she was the second one out, so early in the game, and she was like, that one's the nice one, the other one, that one's the bitch. She called him from the
Yeah.
start.
Yeah.
Right.
Taylor, thank you so much for calling in. Will you call again next week?
If I'm watching live, I will.
All right.
Sounds great. Well, we look forward to talking to
Good
you
to,
more.
good
It's
to
late
talk
over
to you,
there.
Taylor.
It's late there.
Yeah,
so
thanks for
thanks
staying
for
up.
Yeah,
you.
thanks, girl.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
Awesome. Oh, Taylor's so sweet.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, guys, keep calling in. I think the number should be on the screen. If not, hopefully we can put it back up on the screen. In the meantime, please tweet at us. I am checking Twitter. We're checking Twitter. Hashtag ABTV Big Brother. Back to what we were talking about, the week in general,
Six-
right?
six-
I have
6 words. Yeah, let's hear it.
Vanessa is a hot mess express, and that's not just from tonight. That's the week in
Yes,
general.
that's true. You got it. 6
All right,
words.
you did
got
it.
He did it. Now your turn.
Okay, I'm going to say people need to start playing
Oh,
personally.
I'm gonna do a shocking one now.
Okay.
Becky is less annoying than Vanessa,
Yeah, I guess I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one.
and that's part of what's surprising.
Tweet us. Tweet
by
at.
a hair.
By
I think.
a
By
small
by
hair, a
small
baby
margin.
hair,
Yeah.
a baby that was born 2 weeks early and just grew its 1st
We're going to
hair.
go to another
On the first day
caller.
it was
In the
born.
meantime, tweet us your 6-word recap at hashtag ABTV Big Brother. Yes, we have another caller. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Ryan from South Dakota.
Hi, Ryan from
Ryan.
South Dakota.
Dakota.
What do you do in South Dakota?
You just kind of look at flatland and that's about it.
I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean, what do you do in South Dakota? But, okay, you look at flatland. Well, I'm happy.
I've heard it's beautiful there.
It's the west part of it, the west side of the state is. I'm on the east side. The east side's kind of flat and full of corn. Kind of like Iowa.
I've been to North Dakota. I've been to Bismarck. So
Corn's a very versatile crop, as we've come
Yes.
to know in the United States.
yes, it is.
So go South Dakota. And what do you think about Big Brother?
Yeah, Ryan, what's up? What's on your mind?
Well, I think that mainly Johnny Mac didn't use the veto because he quite frankly couldn't get through to Steve. I think Steve panicked. He didn't tell him what was going on, and he's like, you know what? I ain't get my hands dirty. So so he just decided not to use it. I think he tried to talk to him. If you notice on the show, he tried to talk to him for a minute, and Steve's a hard guy to get through to. So, and I'm kind of a feed guy, and all over the week, he spent over an hour trying to talk to him about something that took 10 minutes for most people. So,
Right.
I think that's mainly what it is. But
I almost feel like
kind of. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
I was going to say that was mainly my one opinion. I just want to call and say, listen to you guys every week. You guys do a good job, so keep it good work.
Oh, thank you
so much.
That is so
Thank you
sweet. We
much.
really appreciate you listening and calling in and participating. But do you almost feel like when you watch Steve, I like him too. His soliloquies this week were hilarious. I do a hashtag on Twitter called Steve Soliloquies, so if you want to join along, it's kind of fun. But I almost feel like he's got some sort of emotional intelligence disconnect where he can't fully understand communication with other human beings. And I think that's kind of what you're getting at. Am I right in that?
In the nicest way possible, he's kind of like Rain Man.
Yeah, okay. I see that. Okay.
That's I wanted to say that, but I was afraid people would jump on me. But it does kind of seem like he has some sort of maybe I don't want to say learning disability because obviously he's brilliant, but some sort of thing that's
Like a
inhibiting him from
social-
connecting.
Some anxiety thing.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Ryan, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, well, as far as the social game of it, I mean, I've worked in situations where it has to be a social game at work and stuff like that, and I've been that outsider before where, you know, you sit there and you just, like, I guess it's hard to relate to other people, and even saw it on the double eviction tonight, nobody was talking game with him. I feel like that is a direct correlation with that. Nobody gives him the chance to talk socially with him.
Yeah.
And, like, that's why I really feel like Jonny Mag did not use the veto. Even my buddy was like, why did he not use the veto? Why did he not? Because he didn't, I think he tried to get through to him, but he was worried Becky was going to go up on the block.
Yeah,
exactly.
totally.
Didn't want to take the chance. So,
Right.
Interesting. Well, thank you so much for
Yeah.
calling in.
Thank
We
you for
appreciate
calling
you.
in.
yeah, no problem.
All
Thanks,
right,
Ryan.
we'll talk to you soon, hopefully. All right, you guys, we'll keep it moving. I'm getting so many great responses for the 6-question challenge.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Bobby Fort Worth says, "Dang, Becky, you totally blew it." Interesting. I mean,
I don't think Becky
I
blew
agree
it,
because
though.
I think Vanessa should have been the target.
Yes.
But maybe that's how she blew it. Maybe she should have put Vanessa up with a different nominee.
Right.
So you think that she should have put Vanessa up with a nominee right away instead of backdooring her?
Exactly. Or put her up, not put up Shelley. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
I don't know who else would have been the pawn, but yeah, maybe not.
But a person who's actually a pawn, not Shelley, who has some venom coming against her in the house.
Right. Let's see what else. We got some more in here. I'll keep looking at them. Okay, I'll find some more. If you see me on my computer, I'm not texting my friends. I promise.
He loves texting from his computer.
So basically, as if you don't know already,
I can do that. You don't text from your computer?
No.
Oh, iMessage.
I was saying, basically, so Steve, wins the power of veto tonight. Of course, that's what we're all talking about. Everybody's talking
No,
about.
he wins HOH.
HOH.
Yeah.
Sorry, HOH. And then Jonny Mac wins power of veto, doesn't use it. And
I wonder
something happens in between, and homegirl goes home.
That was weird.
It is weird. So
All right, you guys.
that's all the reactions are coming from.
We got another caller. Hi, caller. Who are you and where are you from?
Hi, it's Ellie from last week.
Oh,
How are you? How you been?
how's
Hey.
Texas?
Oh my god, it's so hot. It was like 104 yesterday.
It was
I know.
100
degrees.
today.
I
here.
don't
was
miss
terrible.
it at all. I was there 2 weeks ago. It was 100
Honey,
every day.
let's talk about the fact that it was 100 today here.
Yeah.
I feel like my skin is melting off.
I know, right? And the really funny part was, this is in my Big Brother, I just want to say it. The really funny part was, it was like the hottest day of the summer, and then it starts randomly raining and have like a thunderstorm. It's crazy.
She's talking about in Texas.
Yeah,
Of
no, I
course.
was going to say hot
Yeah.
rain. Ooh, the
Oh, I
worst.
know.
Yeah.
Actually, that might
I know,
be
right?
nice.
So what are your
Okay,
thoughts?
so what are my thoughts on the episode?
Yeah.
I was really upset that Vanessa did not leave because, as I said last week, I honestly don't like her. And when she had her little, like, I wrote something in my journal speech, I literally just wanted to get a
I know.
gun.
I know.
I
She
promise
I
it.
was
know.
practicing that all day and with the twins, and she was giving them like it's like tattooed on her. This is like a mantra from when she was in college, and this like means everything to her. She thinks so much of it that this is how she wanted to go out, and it just fell so flat and
It
silly.
did.
I have a question for you.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Do you think that Vanessa is a good player?
Oh, ooh, okay. Well, since this is my first season, I can't really yes and no. I feel like in the beginning she was a really good player. Like when Audrey and Devon had that little thing, I really liked how she was like, "Hey, I wanted to ask you about something." I like that, but I don't like the emotion that she had.
I agree.
Like when Jonny Mac and the Clay and Jelly thing, I don't feel like she should have broke down. I feel like she should have just standed her ground. Hey, did you talk bad about me? No, cool, bye. She shouldn't have just broke down like that.
I agree.
She's let her emotions infiltrate the game way too much, and if she could have just stuck to her guns, she would have been fine.
I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, you're all good. It's like an emotional thing. I get it.
You get it. You're emotional. Vanessa's emotional.
No, but this game does make you feel emotional. I don't know why, but when the veto ceremony happened tonight, I felt like I was going to tear up.
Right? My heart was beating out of my chest.
I know.
No, but I forgot what I was going to say.
No, but you're right. I mean, she started out really strong.
Yes.
I think maybe she's getting back to that point because she realized she went too far off to, the left and went kind of crazy. But she does know how to manipulate. I have to give it to her. And like Johnny said, she's like an extremely intelligent version of Audrey. I mean, she's kind of a loose cannon, but she knows how to manipulate.
And then another thing, I wanted to talk about Steve's nominees because a lot of people were like, "No, it's the worst double eviction ever." But another thing that I thought of was, Jackie and Meg are kind of like what's his name, James' cheerleader, and it's kind of like a quarterback. A quarterback isn't going to do good if he doesn't have his cheerleaders. So it's like a leader is nothing without his followers. So I think that's what. What's his face? Steve was trying to get at. I think Steve was trying to say, I'll get out your followers, and it'll just be me and you, and you're no one without your followers.
Actually,
I don't think those girls follow them.
I get what you mean. Like, I don't think it's a terrible idea to get Jackie out. She's a strong player. Yeah. What I think was a terrible idea was for Steve to get Jackie out. And she has, a really strong personality in the house. Yeah.
And especially, that entire group. Like, if that entire group would have just voted out Vanessa, Shelly would still be there.
Yeah,
so.
Right, and I don't know if that would have been good or bad for them. But Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No,
I read somewhere that Meg said, "Oh my God, I totally regret not voting out Vanessa." It's like crazy.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah, there's been some mistakes this season.
Yeah, I just feel like this was a total waste of a double eviction in this case where you could really get a big player out. I mean, I know exactly where you're coming from with Steve and everything, but I feel like this would be an opportunity to really make a bigger move where it's like getting rid of someone like Jackie could be out an off week down the road, but this is where you can really reset the game. I just wanted to see Vanessa leave, and I don't dislike her, but it's time for that. I think she needs a mental break.
Yeah,
and I think she needs to take a minute and relax.
She needs some jury house.
I think that Steve is going to come to realize that in the next week. I didn't realize that he's going to get to put more people up on the block. I think that hopefully he's going to go against what he's been, how he's been aligning with Vanessa and go toward really playing.
Yeah, because I forgot what I was going to say. I'm my brain is frozen right now. I'm sorry.
No, don't worry. You can tweet at us throughout the show and we'll talk back.
So, thank you so much for calling, girl. We appreciate you, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, thanks for staying up late, too. It's 2 hours ahead of us.
Anyway, I want to make sure, definitely we talk about the double eviction, but I don't want to forget about what happened on Sunday night and last night.
Because I have one thing to say about Sunday night.
Okay, so let's go through it. Becky fills her bowl the fastest and wins HOH, right?
And the prizes, too.
And all those prizes.
She took her time. She's like, well, since I'm already ahead, I'm going to go and do this. And she got the $5,000.
Yeah.
She got the, what else did she get? She got $5,000. And the Never Not.
That was step one, and Becky winning a little bit of respect from me.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
She also then told Shelly that she was not the pawn, which she obviously was because she's out.
That made me hate her that she told her that.
And that Vanessa, but I think she meant that.
No, I know. It made me hate her because I was like, why are you telling her about Vanessa? But then Shelly actually was a good person and didn't tell Vanessa.
She kept her lips shut.
I thought Shelly was going to be loose lips Shelly and just run around the house blabbering, but she didn't.
Did you have something to say about
I do.
this?
Every once in a while, I have a rant.
There you go.
James rants.
James __ rants. No. What they did is they did a thing where they picked up where they left off, but then they went back 5 hours before the eviction. and they kind of teased that Clay and James got into like almost like to fisticuffs.
Yeah.
It was like it was barely anything.
It was nothing.
It was nothing. They bumped chest. Okay, they bumped chest, and it was like nothing.
But it was a little scary for me.
That didn't scare me. We have a caller. So who are you, and where are you calling from?
Hey, it's Ben from Connecticut.
Oh, I love Connecticut. You're up late.
Is Franny awake?
I know.
I love it.
She passed out like 2 hours ago.
I love it. How
Tell
are
her
you?
we say
She had
hey.
a long day.
Long day with Big
Yeah.
Brother, living in Connecticut. What's next? Sleep. Don't worry about it, Ben. What's going on?
What do you think?
I think that Steve, I don't know, like, I think during the first week, when Becky chose her nominees for the block, and Steve said, "Oh, Becky, I don't know why you did this, but now you're going to be my target for next week." And then he won HOH, and he didn't do Becky. It's like he had the opportunity, but he didn't do it, so I don't know why he did that.
I thought it was for sure going to be Becky.
Me too.
being nominated.
Me too.
I thought that was easy.
Crazy.
The only thing I can think of is that because he is aligned with Johnny Mac, he didn't put Becky up for him. That's the only thing I can think of.
In my mind, Steve's decision tonight was
Weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
and it was just he
He's
will
already
never he will
regretting
never
it.
win big. I'm going to say this right now. He will never win the game because he had an opportunity to make a huge move and he didn't do it. And I think people are going to be upset. And I know people are upset because everyone's like, "What's going on?"
It was just boring. It was boring. This should have been an explosive episode, and it really flatlined because of the choices he made.
Yeah, sure.
Big Brother alumni are tweeting about this. Brittany from season 14 as well as season 12 and Dan from season 10 and 14 are tweeting to each other right now earlier tonight saying, how are there twins in the house
Right.
right now?
I know.
I mean, it's
invisible?
nuts.
It's insane.
Are they
It's two
invisible to-
people with identical DNA.
They went into Harry Potter's world and said, "Let me steal your cloak and put it over my head and walk around the house as an invisible twin."
Veronica on Twitter says, "OMG, Steve so wasted his HOH and should be put and should
be
have
put in
put
jail."
Oz twins up." Shaking my head. I agree, Veronica.
Steve knows it too.
Yeah.
He does. He was
kicking
starting up
himself.
a long ass soliloquy as we left him in the episode.
So Ben,
Talking to his
you
mom.
agree with that, right? I mean, Steve regrets it obviously at this point. Yeah, he agreed. It's just, dang it,
Steve, thanks for calling again.
No, Ben.
Okay, wait,
I'm
I
so.
can
Oh my
let
gosh,
you know before
I'm
you go.
so sorry. We were talking about Steve. I meant Ben.
Ben, you're
from
way cooler
Connecticut.
than
From
Steve.
Connecticut. Say hi to Hartford for me.
Okay.
All right.
All right, talk to you next
All
week.
right.
Okay. Okay, bye.
Bye.
So anyway, you were saying we were talking about last. Or the
I was
beginning of
glad
the-
because I was glad they went back to kind of explain that a little bit because they kind of teased it at the end of the episode last week, so they kind of went back to show us what was kind of building, and that like Johnny Mac was on to Vanessa, he went to Clay. It was like a whole chain of events. Like again, they're playing so hard.
Totally.
It was like
Right.
Clay went to. I wrote this down. Clay goes to Clay. Clay goes to Vanessa. Vanessa goes to James. James confronts. And Vanessa cries.
Yeah. Now, something I read on the live feeds, because I go to the Big Brother network. That's okay, and I read about the live feeds. So when I can't watch them, I read about them.
Yeah.
And something I read was that she accused them of being gay together. Did they play that on the show? I can't
No,
remember.
they didn't.
Yeah. So she said that's.
She made a comment. She made a comment
Yeah.
though.
She's like, literally, the only thing I can think of right
Either
now
you
is
two are
that you two are
gay.
gay together.
Yeah.
It was a quick comment. I was just like, I didn't even think much about it. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, she ran around again the whole week crying and getting upset and talking Becky the whole time, and the lines are very blurry right now from what I've been seeing on the live feeds as to who is loyal to whom at this point. So I'm wondering, in Steve's defense, if he's caught up in this whole like, I'm aligned with Johnny Mac is aligned with Becky. It changes literally almost by the hour.
Now, is that being acknowledged at all on the live feeds from what you've seen?
That's where I'm getting this information from. Yeah. It's
that Steve is kind of being affected by Johnny Mac and his feelings toward Becky.
Yeah, because like that whole like the group that really weren't in like the Sixth Sense and the goblins and all those people.
I never knew about
Can
the
you believe there's
goblins.
I know.
These names.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
those people just are trying to find where they're gonna go next.
You guys, we got such a good tweet from Taylor, who we talked to earlier from Michigan. She says, "Literally can't wait for next week so I can call again. Thank you."
Thanks,
and second of
Taylor.
all, this is my favorite part. She says, "Vanessa's high-pitched crying needs to stop."
Yes.
It's like bad fake elementary
And
school
it's
kid
all
crying
day.
to get their way.
It's all
Yeah,
day.
exactly.
I wish it was fake, and she was like, "I'm really being a poker player." I mean, I wish I knew that was the truth, but it isn't.
She was upset that people didn't come and hug her after the nomination, that people didn't go to her bed and offer her food. She was upset that people weren't going to tell her that she was voting on her behalf.
It sucks when the tables are turned, doesn't it,
Right.
Vanessa? You
That's
had
true.
2 weeks
Right.
in power,
I just-
4 weeks of your alliance being in power.
I don't feel
sure.
sorry for her, and I hope that she gets what she deserves in coming weeks.
I know we keep saying this, but you guys, I cannot believe there are identical twins in the house,
I do.
and no one's targeting them. They're talking about that on the chat row right now. Being
know.
like, in Big Brother 5, they were the immediate target. Once
were, I
the
remember.
twin came in, that was it.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think these people are completely not acknowledging what's right in front of their faces?
I think this is a season of players. I really do. So I'm not like, oh, this is a boring season.
No, not at
But
all.
I
No.
think sometimes the plays are directed the wrong way. For example, Shelly and Clay played really hard. They're gone.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I just think people are playing hard, but maybe targeting the wrong people.
So, but wouldn't it be good for the people in the house that 2 hard players are gone? I mean, because I don't see the twins, even though they do obviously have an undying
see
alliance
what
to
you're
each other,
saying.
they're not playing hard.
That's a good point. That's
I
a
mean,
good point.
Maybe
they've
that's
had
why-
some success, but it's because of the people that have been backing them.
Well, maybe that's why
For
they're
the
not
most
being
part.
targeted, because they're not playing hard.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
And I agree, it would be easy to win against one of the twins. However,
For the most part, but
it's going to be impossible to win if there are 2 twins in
Right.
the finals. But
Yeah.
for the most part, but
Wow.
for the most part, but I'm trying to just playing devil's advocate with myself. They did have won a couple competitions, so
Yeah, they have no couple.
Here's what I think. I think all the targets they've had have been personal, and the twins haven't gotten involved with anyone
They haven't.
directly to really be someone to go after. Like they need an excuse for some reason,
Right.
people to put
Yeah,
people
that's
up.
true.
And the twins haven't really given anyone a personal excuse.
Nope, they
A
haven't.
game
That makes
excuse
sense.
would be easy. Like,
Right.
yeah, come on. Like
it's
and why
built
is-
in. It's a
Yeah.
It's a twist.
Why is Austin still trolling around that house? How is he still there?
I know. Don't get me started. Do we have another caller on the line?
No.
No caller?
Oh,
Yeah, we do.
Oh, we do. Okay. Hi there. Who are you? What's your name? Where are you from? What's your favorite pizza topping?
Favorite pizza topping?
I know.
Hi, I'm Bobby. I'm from Boston. And
Say that again, Bobby.
Extra cheese.
Extra cheese.
Cheese, I guess.
Extra cheese, and your name's Bobby.
Yeah.
From
Bobby
Boston.
from
So
Boston.
many East Coasters
Oh,
calling.
East Coasters calling. You guys are
Brand
staying
new
up
You guys
late.
are
oil.
staying up late.
Thank
How are
you.
you, Bobby? What's going on? What are your thoughts?
A little bit. Doing well. I don't know if maybe there's a delay on my feed, but I'm watching you guys live.
Yeah.
This is the Big Brother show, right? Just making sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's,
you
a,
got
there's,
it.
a, there's a bit of a delay.
You called in Melrose
Okay,
Place. Okay.
Yeah, I thought I might have called Project Runway or something.
oh god
Could you
no.
imagine? No, you're on the Big Brother show. What's up?
Yeah, I just thought that it was interesting, something you brought up about Liz and Julia kind of being left alone, and it
Yeah.
almost seems like that whole Sixth Sense alliance, save for the Clelly bit,
Yeah.
they're not really being touched. Like they're almost kind of holy in a way, because for some reason, even though it was kind of a perfect opportunity to get Vanessa out this past week, it was just for some reason everyone was too afraid to touch her, which I thought was just strange, especially when she's so set up to take later jury and possibly even final 3. I just thought it was a weird twist. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, Bobby, I agree with you. I think it was smart of them to do Clay, right? To get
Yes.
him out. But
Right.
what I don't understand is why, if you're not going to target Vanessa this week, if you're not going to vote her out this week, rather, why didn't they just go for the twins? I think Shelly was a waste this week, in my opinion.
I mean, sure, she was all alone because she just had John
Right.
and Steve, who are kind of make surprise moves occasionally, but they're not someone you can really rely on to drive through with an HOH win or something like that.
And Shelly kind of had her tail between her legs this week. She was feeling weak. They could have kept her around because I don't think she was going to latch back onto the alliance at all. I think she was going to try to play an honest game from here on out. Kind of how Jackie, not the same way, but how Jackie started playing better after Jeff left. Once you don't have that other half kind of weighing you down or getting into your psyche about how to play the game, you can play from a more clear standpoint. So I think it would have been really interesting to see how Shelly fared on her own. But
Well, what's interesting is last night Shelly was gravitating towards James and Meg, and she was trying to get in with that group a little bit because she had nobody.
Right. I mean, it almost seemed like she would have gone in, maybe not all the way in Audrey's direction, but she would have kind of freaked out, and her gameplay would have ramped up because she would have been basically trying to bail herself out of the sinking ship, really.
You think? I think Vanessa's going that way. I didn't see Shelly going that way. I saw her calming down more. But, I guess we won't know unless she gets out of that jury house.
Yeah. There you go.
Bobby, thank you.
Hopefully it's not a... Oops, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, hopefully it's not like a glorified knock hockey thing like it was last year, because that's such a game of chance. I don't know. I was a little disappointed, to be honest.
Say that again.
Like when they had it kind of felt like remember knock hockey from late '90s, because they kind of they set it up. It was just a complete game of chance for the next person to come back in the house.
It's an actual game of skill for whoever gets to come back in.
You know what?
Right.
I think they might have America vote. To be honest,
that'd be awesome.
They did that in season 6.
They really
also,
should.
Okay.
They haven't included us on that much this season. Think about it.
Yeah, we've been completely
ignored.
Left
they haven't done any America anything. They haven't done anything.
That's true. And
no America's Choice, no nothing.
They could make this really interactive.
Yes, they could.
I'm really interested to see what it's going to be like between. Not that we're going to get to see this, but I'd love to be a fly on the wall in the jury house with Jackie and Shelly, because I have no idea how those two would interact.
Usually, the first two actually become friends.
Yeah, they do.
I think they'll be girlfriends. Like they'll braid each other's hair and paint each other's nails.
There's a lot of hair there.
A lot of hair. Oh my God, there's a lot of hair there.
Jackie has that hair coming in thick. She is on a double dose of biotin. It's very beautiful.
Bobby, thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you, Bobby.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks, Bobby.
Bye-bye.
We appreciate you calling.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so where were we? Gosh, we're all over the place. I love it. I love that you guys are calling in. Thank you so much.
I know. This is great. This is great.
We're more interactive than Big Brother itself.
That's very true. We're playing more.
They did make a good point. Like, America, they haven't done anything with America.
I know, it's weird.
They dropped the whole... what's that thing?
Team America.
Yeah, Team America, America's Choice.
No saboteur.
By the way, I read an interview with Julie Chen today, and she said, we dropped... Big Brother Takeover and get ready for a takeover because thank you guys for the support, because she said the cast was interesting enough. They didn't need the twist.
I figured.
I agree, actually.
I wish they would have just explained that on the air, though, because I think there's nothing more awkward than pretending like something's not awkward and weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's like part of the name of the season.
Right.
Yeah. It's like in the logo.
Right.
Just explain it.
Back to Sunday night's episode.
Yes.
Remember when Vanessa went up to the HOH room and said to Becky, hey, let's make a deal?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Becky goes, nope, done with deals. Not going to make a deal.
Sure did.
Cuts to Vanessa and the DR saying, what? Does she realize she's on Big Brother? Girl, she does, and she doesn't want to go back on a deal like you did with the Dark Moon Alliance.
Yes, exactly.
Sorry.
Right, no, she was smart. Becky
That was another time I respected Becky throughout the week. Like
it went
I said,
from where's Becky to oh my God, Becky.
okay, I got some respect for you, girl.
Yeah.
You're making moves. You're sticking by what you said. I would not be her friend outside of... Ooh, Johnny, did you really just catch that?
Oh, you did?
Oh, that's so vile. He just caught a fly in his hand.
You got it.
Oh my God, please don't do that.
I'm so proud of you.
Oh my God.
I'm so proud of you.
Because I don't want to hear the sound of the fly crackling and squishing.
Oh, no, it's
Now
dead,
we can
don't worry.
see it.
They can see it.
Okay, sorry, somebody called PETA on me. But Lauren, you made a total 180 on Becky. If you go back to last week...
Not a total 180. I do find her to be annoying personally still. But as a player... She played. And she made moves that I could respect. And that I said, okay, she deserves to be in the house for another week.
I agree.
Whether or not I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't really care for her, but she did not pussyfoot around with Vanessa. And Vanessa kept pushing and pushing. I don't know. I'm just...
This is a pussyfoot. I'm doing a pussyfoot impression for those of you that are audio based.
I kind of feel bad for Vanessa because I don't know if she realizes what a lousy place she's in right now.
Right.
Lousy, also underused word, so thank you.
Yeah.
That's a good word.
You think Vanessa is, not going to stand a chance to make it to the finals?
No, I mean, I've been waiting for... Well, the thing is, I've been waiting for this girl to recover for like 3 weeks now.
She has.
Wait, recover from what?
The crying game.
She lost it. She was there. She was on top of everything. She was running things from afar without getting blood on her hands. And then she just slowly started to tumble down the hill. And now everybody knows what she's after and who she is. And I want her to try to like reel it in. I still say last week I said the same thing. That week when Clay and Shelly were both up, she didn't need to say a word.
Exactly.
And she got way too involved. And she was involved again this week. But of course, she was put up. But I mean, just the campaigning and the crying and even she's good friends with Shelly, and even Shelly was like, in the air, I can tell she's campaigning against me. So, like at the 11th hour last night, Shelly was out there working for herself, trying to get herself saved. And of course, what's her face? Becky was a wreck that they weren't going to get rid of
Becky was
Vanessa.
a wrecky.
She is out for her blood.
Oh, thank you. There you go. No, that's for you.
I just got it.
She wanted that. She wanted Vanessa out. Becky wanted Vanessa out, and it just did not go her way.
She liked Shelly, actually.
Yeah.
Man, that was a botched HOH week.
Yeah,
I gotta say.
Where do you think
this one
she
so
lost
far.
control? I mean, why do you think the house did go that way?
Well, they started finding out about Vanessa. They started finding out about her. And then she was presenting herself as this crybaby, like, what's going on the whole week.
Paul Bentley says Johnny probably does grosser things with his hand than catching flies.
Paul,
Okay,
sassy. Sassy.
I think Johnny
That
Mac,
might
and I'm
be
like,
true.
No, he meant this Johnny.
yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
My hands are pure and virgin, milky white.
By the way, speaking of Johnny Mac, Johnny Mang sent me an incredible picture of him today, and his big blue eyes pierced right through my soul. Oh, he really is handsome, people don't give him enough credit.
Well, we saw a different side of him tonight. He was very dialed
Emotional.
in and serious.
You saw
Everybody
the
was
passion.
weirdly
Everybody
serious.
was really serious.
And why was no one talking tonight? Like
They weren't.
Why was no one scrambling in the live double eviction? They always are scrambling and talking in the diary.
Maybe
half
they were
the
just
diary
so
room, the
shocked they were
cabana room.
speechless.
I mean,
Yeah, but
I don't know. If
Fight
you look
for your life.
If you look at those two on the block, though, I mean, for most, isn't it just like, who cares? 50-50?
That's how I
Does
felt.
it really make a difference?
That's how I felt.
To them as players, with
them. Yeah.
No, but with their alliances, I mean, I wanted them to stay. I'm happy, but I don't know. To them, it's like if they're not part of the Goblin Alliance, who cares? I mean, please. I mean, would you ever want to be known as the Goblin from Big Brother?
Channy says Brazil loves Big Brother AfterBuzz and heart you guys. Oh, I almost got that
Brazil.
fly.
Oh my God. Hi.
Oh,
You know, Brazil actually watches.
I want to get this fly.
Brazil
You're
loves
gonna
the
get it.
clipped after show that we do here also. So we love that Brazil is like watching. It's like,
Thank
is
you,
it like tomorrow
Channy.
there? It's like
I
tomorrow
know,
there.
right?
That's
Channy
great.
Susan.
Thank you, Channy. That's great.
Yeah,
Yes.
you got a thought there, honey.
Oh, what's going on, Hey Lamb? So,
okay?
and while she's laughing, the one thing that got me this week also was Jackie's striptease out of her coat of armor. I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah?
Oh, I already killed that one.
Oh, he's re-killing flies now.
Okay.
oh my God.
You guys, it's
killing
really
us.
going to hell over
Yes.
here. Please save me.
It's a lot of
Come to
flies.
the AfterBuzz studios and save
But
me.
I just love that her little striptease was kind of funny. She's taking things off. I mean, 'cause they like the whole kooky things in these shows. They always like do that.
yeah.
Made me laugh, kind of.
Yeah, that was cute.
Sorry.
She's nice body and everything.
Yeah, Jackie. I think Jackie's hot. I think if she was any animal, she'd be Snoopy, the cartoon dog.
Okay.
Because her hair reminds me of the ears. But that's not what I
get
want
that.
to talk about.
Yeah, what do
what
you
I
wanna
want to
say?
talk about is I was very sad to see both of those ladies up there. I think that they've really, I mean, not Meg as much. I just enjoy Meg as a character. But Jackie, I think she's proven herself in the past few weeks. I think she's done what she said she was going to do. She's been a loyal and honest player, like she said in her speech. And I'm sad to see someone like that go because I think she was capable of doing a lot. So...
A boy named Nicholas Grava has messaged us saying, I've never heard it before, Vanessa needs to go. Also, I love you guys and miss ya.
Well, we miss you too, Nicholas Grava.
Nicholas
Break
Grava.
a leg on your audition
Yeah, good luck.
tomorrow.
Break a leg.
Yes.
Ain't that the truth, Nick? Vanessa needs to go, says Joseph.
Oh, hey, Joseph Boza.
Joseph
Hey,
Boza. Jobo.
Jobo.
So it looks like there has been a new HOH crowned for the upcoming week. We're not going to say here because we don't give spoilers, but people are talking about it in the chat room.
Okay.
So was Steve eligible for the next HOH?
No, but Becky is.
Oh.
She already made a mess of things, so.
Yeah, Steve was done for the week. I mean, he just only hope he can survive.
If Steve, I feel like he's going to just go off the deep end this week.
Well, they said in the feeds that he's not sleeping. He's full of nerves. Like
He looks
doesn't
unwell.
eat. He's like a complete wreck.
Yeah.
He needs his mom. He said it in his soliloquy. Mom, I need
Joseph
you
also
right now.
said, I think Becky didn't want to deal with Vanessa because she knew she wanted. She knew what she wanted, I think is what he means, and she was going to make sure it happened. I agree with that, but she didn't make sure it happened because it didn't happen. I just don't get that. I'm trying to really figure out where Becky made her mistake. And I think it was pairing those two women up against each other. It was pairing those two together.
She should have put her up against a pawn.
I wish she had nominated, I don't know, maybe one of the twins.
And
maybe
why did she put Shelly up? Was it because Shelly had been the target the week before and she thought that was a safe nomination, or what?
I think you're right. I remember, God, now this is almost like a week ago, but watching those feeds, I think she was like, it'll look like I'm going with the original plan by putting up Shelly, since that was the plan from last week. It looks like I'm continuing our mission.
Oh, okay. So she wanted to convince Vanessa of that primarily. Is that correct?
Yes.
Bria Carter says, Becky should have put up Vanessa and Liz. Normally I'd be like, you're crazy, but you're right, because the house is too stupid to take out one of those twins. I think that would have been better.
I have to say something, because this is actually an important plot point, kind of. I mean, it's a plot, I guess, or a character point this week with Austin and Liz and Julia. So Liz now admits that she kind of likes Austin. That's because before she said it was strategy before, but now she's kind of liking him and trying to get him in trouble off his ponytail. I think that was kind of funny.
His chin ponytail.
Yeah, his chin ponytail. But the thing is, it's an interesting point, because now she's admitting it's not just strategy. So that makes them even more dangerous now as a team, because now they'll really be a team.
Well, I wonder if the rest of the house knows that, though.
I know, but Julia knows it, of course, and Julia's not happy.
Yeah, I love how she was in the hot tub watching him. She's like, rub my belly, Austin. He does a really good impression. That's just my generic party girl voice. Go ahead. Just go, oh my God.
Oh my God. That's disgusting. Do you really like him? Like, they talked right through their nose, like, and all they do is just look at each other and really? And then there was a whole scene where Julia's planning on breaking up with her boyfriend when they get out of the show. So those two are full of, you know what? Yeah. It's time for one of them to go, but I enjoy them. Yeah. There's so much whining going on all the time with those two.
But I just think it's just dangerous, because now she's liking Austin, so it means that they're going to really work together, aren't they?
I really didn't like seeing him rub her belly.
Oh, and they kiss each other's hand. His whole tattooed hand. I was like, oh. God.
We're getting a lot of Meg and James hate on the thread.
Really?
Meg and James, are you hating on Meg?
Saying, well, Meg and James need a better perspective on the game. They are really clueless. Then one person says, James is way too easily manipulated, which I actually agree with.
Yeah.
She says, or he says, Vanessa says
Mm-hmm.
one thing and James changed his vote. It's true.
It's true. Like I said, I don't think James is necessarily the most intelligent player. I think he plays with his gut a lot. Yeah. And sometimes to his detriment. For example, this week.
Yeah, I mean, even from week one, I remember Davon was saying, oh, please, he's just going to do whatever someone tells him to do. He's going to go with the wind. And it's kind of...
he made a huge move last week. That's what I'm saying. He goes with his gut.
He's very easily swayed, though.
Oh, it can be, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure that James is clueless. I think that James is easily persuaded. But then again, you're right. James made a big move, so...
I'm sorry. I've said this from the very beginning. That's because we have the same name. I say don't count him out.
No, we're not counting him out.
I think
we're just seeing his flaws.
But I don't think he's that easily swayed. I think he's okay, but I think he'll make big moves when he feels like it. He does go with his gut. I think he's gonna make big moves.
I think Vanessa had a point, though. I mean, Becky was a little, rat, and I think that the reason that James voted the way he did ultimately was because he wanted to get back at Becky, not as much Shelly as Becky.
But it wouldn't hurt him anyway. Either way, right? Mm-hmm. There's not anybody who would come after him. So.
Guys, we got to start wrapping things up, so we're gonna go now into predictions. Okay. All right. There we go.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
Not only do I want to hear your guys' predictions, I want to hear, since we're about halfway through the game, who you think stands the best chance at making it to the end.
Okay.
Any thoughts?
Ooh.
I think that Jonny Mac has a really good chance to making it towards the end at this point.
I'm going to say James.
Jonny Mac.
I think because he's both a good competitor and he's friends with everyone, Jonny Mac. Although I will say Liz or Julia has a good shot, and here's why. Once one of them is eliminated, the other one is just going to float on by, I think.
Yep.
But I would much rather see Jonny Mac make it to the end.
Julia's not a bad competitor. She was doing pretty well in that oil competition last week that Becky ended up winning.
It's true.
So and she's nice and she's friendly.
What do you guys think is going to happen this week? I know we don't have the luxury of knowing who the HOH is, but if you had to guess, what would go down?
Well, I like to guess with what I want to happen.
I love
it. What I would love to see happen is for something to happen with Austin. I would love to see Austin up in some way. That would make me feel really happy. And honestly, I'd love to see Austin and Vanessa. Or Vanessa, I'd take either one, but if I could see one of them or both of them get some sort of retribution for being annoying, overly emotional, manipulative, and just shady McGrady, I would love to see that happen.
I think they're going to continue playing with their hearts. That's what they're doing this season. But I think that at this point now, they really know they have to pull it together. I think they're all going to play hard for this next HOH. They're going to all try to get. They all want it. They each,
need it
for each person a different reason. But I think they all feel I need to win it. That's my prediction. They're going to play really hard.
I disagree that they're playing. What'd you say? They're not playing
I
hearts.
disagree with them. I can tell you what I said.
No.
I said no. I said
the word. Personally, their hearts. I disagree. I think they're actually making bigger game moves this season than in most. However, earlier today I said, earlier in this episode, my 6 words were like, people need to start playing personally. I don't mean personally like, oh, this is how I feel about it. I mean personally like, what is going to get me to the end? Start calculating. Start being a Derek. Start playing chess. Be 2 moves ahead of your player.
I agree.
So what I would like to see now is for someone to attack the twins. What I think's going to happen is that Becky's going to be a target this week. I think she made a lot of waves, and her enemies are left over in the house.
They are. That's true.
That's true.
I think there are a lot of targets still there that should not be in this house. And it all depends on who the HOH is. And I really think that trifecta, the 3-headed monster over there, needs to be immediately taken care of. It. So at least one of them has to be put up. And I think that Vanessa is going to be, I predict that Vanessa is going to be really trying to rebuild her game. She should be.
She needs to.
And I think that she's probably going to start aligning herself with people. And I wonder what she's going to do about all these deals she made.
She's a freaking spin doctor. She's going to go around the house spinning everything, and she gets in people's heads. So I think she might be successful. I don't know. She is deeply, deeply intelligent, and she knows this game. And I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't enjoy watching this. I hope she disconnects from her emotions a little bit, though.
I agree too.
Yeah, she needs a break. But I hope that she can somehow salvage it so she can go end on a good note at least. Because if she left tonight, her game would be like,
who's everyone want to see walk out the door next? I say Austin.
Vanessa.
Austin.
Ooh, man, so many Austins.
Yeah.
Just because he annoys me. A player stance, I say Vanessa too.
Player stance Vanessa.
Yeah. I wanted to see Austin leave for a while though.
Yeah,
so it's almost like I'm thinking of other people at this point because it just hasn't happened.
She annoys me because I liked her and she disappointed me.
Me too.
You know, I was hurt by that as a viewer of the show and as an emotional, like a player that, you know, watches the show and does perspective taking and says, what would I do if I was in so-and-so's shoes? So I think it behooved the people of the house to get her out.
I also think that Steve's time is up. I think that at this point, I don't see how much further he could really go. I think he needs an intervention. He's not going to be a finalist. He's going to end up in the jury house anyway. Yeah. Right. So I'm kind of like, it's kind of like how I viewed Meg and Jackie. I mean, you know, at some point they're going to end up there. So let's get it going.
It's always a balance because you want to see players taken out, but you also want to see floaters taken out.
Yes, that's
the
true.
only people I want in the house right now are the people I just like.
Exactly.
But so it's tough. You don't want to see Steve because he's a floater. You don't want to see Vanessa because she's played too hard. It's a tough balance.
I agree.
I just want Jason to come back in the house.
Yeah.
Or at least come and sit here on our couch and talk.
Come on, Jason.
Davon, Jason, you guys come
on. Yo, the ladies love us. I got it back.
You did. You got your baby back.
You guys, thank you so much for joining this week on AfterBuzz TV's Big Brother After Show. We have so much fun with you guys. It's the most interactive show I've ever been
all week.
And I really appreciate it.
Continue to talk to us. Continue to like us on YouTube. and rate us on iTunes. Everything. We love it.
And definitely tweet at us. You can tweet at all of us at hashtag ABTVBigBrother, and you can you can find me, Jonny Mango.
Oh my gosh.
That's not my name. I just got my name wrong. You can find me, John Manganello at Jonny Mangs. You guys, I'm going crazy. I think it's Big Brother.
People call you Jonny Mango.
It's Vanessa syndrome.
That was so weird. You can find it John Manganello at Jonny Mangs on Twitter and Instagram, or you can find me on johnmanganello.com.
You can find me at Black Hope LA on Twitter.
You can find me at Lolo on Twitter and Instagram, facebook.com/Lauren Lograsso, and come see me play a live music show at 8 p.m. at Bar 20 on Sunset Boulevard on Monday.
Thank you guys for having me once again as a guest. I appreciate it. You guys can find me on Twitter at Grants__rants. You can also find me on my upcoming podcast, Grant's Rants Hollywood Talk, coming soon at the end of the month of August on iTunes.
Yay.
Cheers, folks.
Hey guys.
See you next week.
Thank you for listening and watching. We appreciate your viewership.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.